I am so pumped to be here. We want to bring in Ann Obenchain. She's the Director of Communications and Marketing here for the Great American Beer Festival. And Ann, you've been involved for the last 5 years, and we were talking a little bit about the evolution. Can you share with everyone kind of how it started to where we are today, 40 years later?
Absolutely. Good morning and welcome to the Great American Beer Festival. This is our 40th anniversary. This started in 1982 with just 24 breweries, 47 beers, and now we're here with 500 breweries from 46 states. More than 2,000 beers will be poured starting tonight.
So exciting. And we've got a couple here that we want to talk about, Ann, so she's going to bring those over. I'm still drinking my coffee. I need y'all to know that. No, I'm kidding. I will not be drinking today. But this is this is One Well Brewing from...
One Well Brewing, and they are from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Very
so this
cool.
is one of the breweries from one of our outside of Colorado states. If you are a designated driver or you don't want to drink, we also have a designated driver lounge, and we'll be serving about 22 different non-alcoholic beers. Partake is one of them, and they'll be sponsoring the designated driver lounge.
That is so cool. We can try that one, actually. Why don't you pour the Partake, because non-alcoholic, but really cool. So if you want to come and you don't want to drink, you can still be a part. There's so many cool events that you can still participate in out here. And of course, it's still super early, but doors open. You said, talk about this, that people can start lining up at what time?
At 4 o'clock. It is a Broncos game tonight, so plan your route accordingly and take your time getting here, and doors open at 5:30.
Very exciting. All right, and we're expecting like 12,000 people tonight?
We're expecting 40,000 over the weekend, I think around 10 tonight, and there are tickets available, so there's still a chance to get your ticket and get on down here.
Yeah, get your ticket, because right now they're still available where you can get them on the web, and then after that it's going to be resale, and people are going to be trying to take you for all your money, right?
Well, come on down, go to greatamericanbeerfestival.com or access.com and grab your tickets.
Wonderful, Ann. Thank you so much. I'm going to give this a try. Partake. All right, let's see. Tasty. I like it.
See? Better than the coffee this morning,
Non-alcoholic
right,
beer
Erica?
at 5 in the morning.
It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere in the morning, but you know,
There you go.
who's counting?
We are with the owners of Handmap Brewing, Jennifer Brown and Chris McCleary, also known as Christmas Larry. That's a funny story. Can you tell us really quick how you got your nickname, Chris?
Yeah, I actually was hanging out with a guy one day, and he thought I left a message on his answering machine and said it was Christmas Larry instead of Chris McCleary.
So it's stuck, and we love it. Can we also, Jennifer, tell us Handmap, because I'm not a Michigander, so tell us how you got where your name came from.
So if you ask anybody from Michigan where they're from, they pull their hand out and point to their location on their hand, so that's the hand map.
I love it. So show us where you're from in Michigan. There we go. There we go. All right. So you were sharing with me a little bit earlier how you got started. You were just brewing at home, and then it turned into this. So tell me a little bit about your story.
So I was an avid home brewer, and then at one point I decided that I wanted to leave my 25-year job and go into a brewing career more on a professional level. So I went and worked for Goose Island, and always had an interest in opening my own brewery. So here we are.
Amazing. So incredible. Jennifer, what have you enjoyed most about, starting your own brewery?
Well, we moved back home. I was in Chicago for about 30 years, and so we moved back home to Michigan to do this. So it's been great to see all of our friends and family and have the brewery. It's like every day we see everybody comes in and sees us, and it's been really fun.
It's amazing. And I know I think you're gonna pour a couple things for me, but we'll keep chatting. Let's talk about what you guys brought and why it speaks to your brewery and why it's important.
Absolutely. So we brought two really kind of like daily drinkers, the Rye Sunshine, which is our West Coast style IPA, featuring an Amarillo hop and a Citra hop. And then the Spreadsheet Blood Orange is also very popular non-hop forward beer that people like, that has a blood orange forwardness to it, so fruited wheat. And then we brought two kind of special beers. One is a barrel-aged Saison, Otis, and the other is a barrel-aged finished lagered beer that we collaborated with a buddy of mine at Goose Island. So
very cool. Chris, you have permission to pour a couple, and we can show them what they look like. I think you've got some ready for us right there. Yeah. This is the Rye of Sunshine. What a cool name. And Jennifer, we were talking just a little bit earlier this morning, and you said you guys just got started in 2020, kind of right before things shut down, and you had to pivot your business. So share everyone what that experience was like.
Yeah, so we were scheduled to open St. Patrick's Day 2020. Michigan shut down the day before, so we shifted. We started canning beer, selling beer out the door. And then we served outside for 3 months in the winter, which was super fun.
The winter in Michigan,
yes.
people, they said they were just, their patio was packed.
Yeah, it was fun. So yeah, it's been challenging, but it's been fun.
This is actually the biggest beer competition in the world, right here in Denver, Colorado. And with me is one of the judges of the competition, Melissa Call, also the author of the Ultimate Book of Craft Beer. So you actually got into this from being a journalist. You're a beer writer. So talk to me a little bit about how you got here.
Firstly, I bet nobody told you at Careers Day when you were studying to be a journalist you could write about beer for a living.
Right.
Nobody told me, I just fell into it. So I left university, started working for the pub trade paper in the UK, got asked to judge some beer competitions, discovered I had a palate, eventually got invited over here, realised, wow, I need to step up my game, and went home, started studying hard and got better at what I do.
No, it's so incredible. You were talking to me about sensory training you've done, and there are, levels of what you do. It's so incredible. It's truly hard work. You're tasting, you said, about 50 some beers a day here just this weekend?
Yeah, I can actually hear people crying into their coffee for me as going, oh, it's such hard work.
Right.
But it genuinely it is. So we're not only sitting down and we are examining these beers very carefully. We're working blind, so we're wholly relying on our senses. We don't know what the beers are that are being judged. It's the amazing group of volunteer stewards who bring us our beers every day, and they work really hard. I mean, they were coming in as I was arriving this morning, and we try these beers, and we get the privilege of tasting some of the best beers in the world.
Okay, and now speaking of tasting, you have a few here that you're going to try, and I want you to kind of just run us through your process.
Yeah.
So you can go whichever, left to right, right to left.
You've got my Bible.
I've got
there
your
with
Bible.
you.
Okay, so tell us what this is.
So this is the style guideline. So this is what we judge the beers to.
Yeah.
So not only are we looking for whether the beers are, smell right and taste right, but it should be within the parameters of what's in that style guide, because that's how the brewers enter. So it's only fair to judge the beers against the categories they've been entered into.
Okay, which one you got here, Melissa?
Okay, so we have got the Inner Lights, and it's our mutual friends. We were here in Denver, and it's Amarillo and Mosaic hopped. So what you've got there is American hops, pure American hops. And it's
What's
also
your process?
medal-winning, because we are in the heavy
We
medal
are,
group.
yes, which is so cool. So if you come by here, it's going to be all medal-winning beers, which is really neat over all the years. Okay, so really quick, we've got just a few seconds, but run through your process.
Look at it, smell it, taste it, think about it, write about it.
What are you getting? What notes?
So this has got lovely, really rich berry and tropical fruit notes, and it's just really high.
Smell it. It smells good. I can't drink it, so she's drinking it for me. But Melissa, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So a really cool thing that you can still get tickets for tonight is Paired. So there are 25 different chefs from across the world. I'm going to bring in Adam Dooley here, who is the executive chef of the Brewers Association, who you are kind of in charge of getting all this, getting paired together.
Yeah, absolutely. So 25 chefs from all over the country come in. They each get paired to a brewery, so 50 beers, 50 dishes down there. People just get to walk around, kind of explore with their taste buds, have a little bit of fun. The chefs get to have a lot of fun too, and the brewers as well.
And I was just asking you, are they all from Colorado? You said, no, absolutely not. They're from all over. So what was that process like, finding these chefs?
A couple of different ways. A lot of them, because we've been doing this event for a while, will reach out and be like, hey, I want to come out there. And then it's, our industry is pretty small. So it's also some people come out here, they have a lot of fun, like, oh, you got to meet this person, you got to meet this chef. And then we kind of branch out from there. So we have some people who have been doing this for a couple of years, and we've got a lot of people who this is their first time coming out here to cook. And happy to have a couple thousand people down there hanging out with us tonight.
Amazing. And Adam, you're preparing something for me today.
Yeah,
what are you making for me?
We're just doing a little fall dish, because this is also a great time to be doing this with the beers as well, because you've got not only like the Oktoberfest and Marzen style beers, but also fresh hopper coming out, and then you're going into fall because it's cold. We're cold.
I'm cold,
right?
but that's because the AC is blasting in here.
But it's got a little time for some of the stronger barrel aged beers and barley wines, and so that's kind of the nice thing where a lot of the brewers, when we go down in the paired, are going to pull some of them down and run the range of flavors. So you're going to find something you like, and this is also where we love to do this with people who come down there, because you can kind of try new beers, right?
Yeah.
Food is a comfort that people know, right? You know what a sweet potato tastes like. You may not know what all these beers taste like, though. So you can use this to kind of go and branch out and try new things.
Very cool. So you're roasting a sweet potato here. You've got some romesco, some
Yeah.
feta, all the things.
All the things, really simple. But you know, again, it gets a little bit of heat in there, so that you get kind of that heat flavor going in there. Then we've got kind of the potato. That's going to lay like a base down on the palate. That's really good for like a lot of your higher alcohol dishes, right?
Okay.
If we don't want to go to the other way, you say, okay, also go find something really fatty, because fat will kind of coat your palate, and then don't get that alcohol burn that's in there, which is kind of
So
the thing to know.
25 chefs each making 2 dishes. So even though this is more of like a tapas style, you're going to get pretty full. 50 small plates is a lot of plates.
You're probably not going to leave hungry. No, not at all. But that's the goal, and we want people to leave and find something new, find a new flavor, and then find something that they like that they haven't tried before in kind of the beer world or in the food world. We've had a lot of people that go out from here and then they go travel, and you're like, oh, we've got a couple chefs out here from like the DC, Baltimore area, and
nice.
a lot of people travel out there and like, oh, I saw you out there. And so it's kind of funny how it spreads out, and people were like, oh, I saw you out there, and now I'm coming to eat your restaurant.
Very cool. Well, Adam, thank you so much for being with us this morning. I'm going to try this in a hot minute, but I do want to mention too, Adam was telling me the paired experience is not on this convention floor. It's on another floor. It's a little bit more vibey, a little bit more chill. This is kind of like the louder, crazier floor. So if you want that vibe again, you can still get tickets. Let me introduce my honored guest here. This is Karen Hertz, the owner of Holidaily. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so first I want to talk about the name. How did you come up with this name? It's so much fun.
Thanks. Well, all the beer that we brew is gluten-free, and that really came from my health history. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor and was told I needed to be gluten-free, and loved beer and had been part of the beer industry and started this gluten-free brewery. And it just really, it's a theme of how I live my life, and I want people that are gluten-free to be able to enjoy beer. So Holidaily is make every day a holiday, or every day's a holiday.
And you were telling me there's only, 16 gluten-free breweries in the U.S. or in the world?
In the U.S. So over 9,000 craft breweries. A whole bunch of them will be here this weekend. But only 16 of us are dedicated gluten-free, meaning all we make is gluten-free beer, and Holidaily is the biggest in the country.
That is so incredible. And you guys know we were talking to Melissa Cole, one of the judges for the competition, just a little bit earlier. And check this out. Karen, tell us what you won last year.
So last year we won the bronze medal in the gluten-free beer category with our Big Henry Hazy IPA. And we will be pouring that again this year. So hopefully we see some more bling. You never know.
Yes, absolutely. That segues into the fun part, why we're here. What do we have poured? Explain to me all the good things people can try.
So we're going to bring 8 different beers this weekend to the fest. We have production beers that are produced and packaged, sold in cans, and then we also have beers that we brew and just have on tap special out of our tap room. So we have a full variety of both of those, and those will be available for people to try.
What are you looking forward to most being, back this year after the pandemic hiatus?
All of it. I mean, GABF is so fun for the brewers, anybody that comes to the event, and it's just a great time to reconnect with the brewing community. And I'm a huge extrovert, or I probably wouldn't have started a brewery. So I just love that piece in the community and getting back together, getting the band back together again.
It's Hispanic Heritage Month. We've been celebrating that here on 9 News. So we want to highlight one of the breweries that's actually in from Miami this morning. So I've got Stefano Medina here with me. Stefano, thank you for being with us from the tank all the way from Miami.
Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
Of course. So you were just talking a little bit about your approach in Miami. It's different from the breweries here in Colorado. You are trying to kind of give people a more approachable step to craft beers.
Yeah, I mean, I like to call it almost the gateway to craft beers, even though we're fully a craft beer brewery. But the Miami market is very Latin-based, and us Latinos, we like our liquor and our cocktails and stuff like that. So there is an educational part of it that we have to attack in Miami, and you fully have to give them something that's very approachable, because they're accustomed to drinking something a lot more light. And if you give someone a double, triple IPA for the first time, they're going to be completely turned away from craft beer. So we try to take that approach with our core beers, at least. We have La Playita, which is a hop-accented Pilsner, very light, crisp, and refreshing. Freedom Tower is an American Amber Ale. El Farito is an IPA. La Finca is a Belgian-style wheat saison, which actually won a gold medal in the World Beer Cup.
Amazing.
we're still waiting for a GABF medal, but hopefully this is the year. But yeah,
It could be the year, my friend.
Hopefully, we'll see.
And you were saying 7 years ago when the tank opened, this is a family-run business. You're the marketing director, but it's your uncle who's the owner,
My
correct?
father-in-law.
Father-in-law who owns it. So what's it been like kind of seeing your business grow and even the beer industry in Florida, in South Florida grow?
It's been very exciting. I mean, a lot of ups and downs like any other business, but it's a fun industry at the end of the day, and it's a lot of hard work, a lot of branding. I mean, it's one of the hardest things there is to do in a business. So you have to stay up with the trends. You're never gonna be the new kid on the block forever. I mean, we were the 7th craft beer brewery to open up when we first started, and now there's over 20. So you got to stay up with what everyone else is doing, and it's hard. It's a lot of work, but it's all exciting and it's very rewarding at the end of the day.
Absolutely. You guys are killing it. You said this is your 4th time here at the Great American Beer Festival.
is,
We're
yeah.
hoping for a medal. What's your favorite of your beers? If people come by, what do they have to try? I know that's hard.
That's a very hard question, but I mean, honestly, if you try any of our core beers, you're not going to go wrong with that. And we do have a few special releases here. We have Oktoberfest Merten and Prost, which are both German-style lagers. Also very crushable, so I'm excited to see what people have to say about the beers.
Crushable. I like that word. Well, Stefano, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Right now, we are at the Beer Spa booth. If you haven't been to their location in Five Points, it is so cool. They actually have one of these tubs with bubbles here. So we're going to just hang out. We're going to talk about some other really cool things you can do here at the Great American Beer Festival. I am joined again by my friend Ann Obenchain. Hey, Ann.
Hey, Erica, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Doesn't get much more relaxing and luxurious than this, honestly.
This feels great after a long and early morning.
It absolutely does. So I want to talk about, aside from obviously tasting beer and doing so many other fun things, there's like other events you can do, like the silent disco.
Right, there's lots of activities, so whether or not you want to drink beer at the festival, if you're hanging out with your friends, we have activities like Sing City Karaoke Stage where you can have karaoke. There is the silent disco, as you mentioned, which you put on a set of headphones and you dance, so it's a great spectator sport as well as a participatory sport. We also have costume contests each night and costume themes, so you can come and dress up as many other themes. And we have many other activities as well.
You've got a mechanical bull as well.
Thank you for reminding me. How could I forget? Yes. So you can head over to Howdy Beer and ride the mechanical bull too.
So much fun. And of course, tell people where they can get tickets because they can still get them for today.
Yeah, tickets are available at access.com or greatamericanbeerfestival.com.
Perfect. And thank you so much. We're going to just sit back and relax here the rest of the morning, and I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.